Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to change your front brake pads on a 2001 Toyota Avalon. Now the first thing I like to do is push the caliper piston back inside the caliper, which will free up more space for the new pad material. And you can do that with just a standard flathead screwdriver. Just put it into this little side access or window in the back of the caliper and just pry that towards you. And you'll see as that hydraulic fluid pushes back through the lines, it allows the caliper piston to push back inside, and that will give more room for the brake pads. And you're going to want to pry this until it stops or bottoms out. You can now wiggle that and you can see that there's a lot more room inside for the new pad material. The next thing you need to do is take out the lower caliper bolt, and this is a 14 millimeter. Then you can pivot the caliper up on the second bolt. It's not necessary to take out the other bolt. Okay, now we can pull out the old pads. And you can see they're very worn down, not much material left, and you can see the little metal noisemaker here was touching the rotor and squealing a little bit, and letting us know that the pads were worn out. Now, before we put in our new pads, the new pads do not come with the little metal clip here, so I'm going to pry that off, and we're going to reuse that like so on the new pad. So just the same orientation, just snaps into place. That way this little metal noisemaker, when it gets to the point to where it's touching the rotor, that'll make sure that you're aware that you need to change your pads. Now, if you've seen some of my other brake videos, you might have seen this product here. This is Sil Glide, which is a brake lube or a brake grease, and I like to put just a dab or two on the back of each pad, and you just take your finger and just kind of make a really thin, light, smooth coating there, and then a little bit at each of the ends, or these little ears on the ends of the brake pad, and that seems to really keep things quiet. And then we can put this in. This one goes in the back. Now, same thing with this outboard pad. Just a couple little dabs is enough, and just kind of thin that layer out, and a little bit on these ends. And again, that will help the pad move as it should. And then I found it's easiest to put these in if you kind of just get the ends started first at an angle, and then just press it on to the rotor. Okay, now we can lower the caliper. Sometimes you have to press that in a little bit. Nope. Okay, so the caliper doesn't quite, it's not quite pushed in all the way, or the piston in the caliper is not quite all the way pushed in from prying it. On some cars that technique works pretty well, and sometimes it does not. Let me tip the camera up here just a little bit so you can see what I'm going to do. So I've got this little brake tool, this little threaded thing that will push that in there. I can't find it right now, so I'm just going to use an old brake pad and a C-clamp, which is the other way to do this. And you just turn that in, and that will apply nice even pressure on that caliper piston and get it pushed back in far enough so that we can put it back down where it goes. So you can see I've got that now pushed all the way in, and this should be able to drop down over the new pads, which it does. And we can put that bolt back in the bottom there. Just remember to tighten everything up per spec, double check the fluid level in the master cylinder, and step on the brakes a couple times to push the caliper piston back out so that it will make contact with the new pads up against the rotor. Please subscribe to my channel. I will put a link in the description to my website, which will have product links there as well for the Sil Glide and a few other things. But thanks so much for watching, and good luck.